Phoenix Splash TV. Well, hello and welcome to another Shenmue Quick Analysis Theories, Thoughts, Facts, Did You Know and Did You Didn't Know short video series. Mirrors everywhere. The ones you see through and the ones that are antiques. The word mirror plays a huge role in Shenmue, more than people might realize. Of course, finding the Dragon Mirror and Phoenix Mirror are basically the main idea of Shenmue, other than avenging your father. But throughout the game, you'll also see these mirrors. Let's analyze the word mirror for a second. Now, it's a play on word, right? It kind of has two meanings, one meaning reflection and the other meaning antique. I smell a symbol coming. Unlike other grand stories, Shenmue has tons of themes and self-reflection is one of the big ones. Now I know what you're thinking. The play on word mirror is English and Shenmue is in Japanese. So how can that influence a theme? Well, let me just go ahead and destroy your argument now. The Japanese word for mirror is kagami, and what does Londi refer to the mirrors as? Take it away, Londi. So yes, in both English and Japanese, the word mirror and kagami are both play on words. Coincidence? I think not. Now let's analyze why they did this. Have you ever wondered why Ryo has a band-aid and never takes it off? You would think the wound would heal by now, right? Now look at Londi. He has a scar on his cheek. This is where the self-reflection theme kicks in, almost immediately. Londi kills Ryo's father for revenge, and Ryo is destined to do the same thing to Londi, or at least try. The band-aid symbolizes healing and hope, because as we see throughout the game, there is still a chance that Ryo won't go through with the killing. Turn the camera back at Londi, and we see a scar that will be there forever. The scar represents the evil path that Londi may have taken. Fast forward to Shenmue 2, the rooftop battle, where Ryo and Londi see each other again. Their reaction towards each other says it all. Londi is flying on a helicopter, and all Ryo shouts out is, "Wait!" And Londi actually listens to him. The two then stare at each other without saying a word. There isn't even anger in their facial expressions. They just stare at each other without a word as if they were looking into a mirror. Then Ryo is faced with his toughest challenge yet. Let's face it, up to this point, Don Yu seems pretty unstoppable. At the end of the battle, Ryo feels helpless until he remembers words from Shui. Stay calm and concentrate only on your mind. That is the state of a clear mind, like a polished mirror. Ryo has to know who he is in order to overcome his objective, which he does. Right after Don Yu is defeated, Londi and Ryo stare at each other, again with no anger or anything. Without any dialogue, you can tell that Londi has some kind of emotion towards Ryo, and it isn't anger or anything evil. It could be sympathy. But I think Londi ultimately sees himself in Ryo. It stays an emotionless stalemate until Ryo finally shows a bit of anger, cueing Londi to leave. Now what a freaking rivalry. Never before in a video game did I see anything like this, and I still haven't till this day. Video games usually tell you everything, and I mean that's okay to know everything, but when there are so many underlining themes, it just really gets to you. But there are more cases of looking through mirrors within Shenmue. If you've seen my character analysis, then you might have heard me talk about the kitten in Shenmue 1. Orphaned on the same day as Ryo, the cat shows what would happen if Ryo listened to his father's words, which are basically keep your friends close to you. One of my favorite mirrors is the one in the basement while you're looking for the Phoenix Mirror. It seems that Ryo has been put in a position to where he has to be patient, and while he's searching, there's constantly a mirror looking straight at him. Of course, there's a mirror at every barbershop, but the one that actually uses the theme of self-reflection is the one where you're looking for the voodoo. It subtly teaches Ryo that he has to look within himself to overcome his tasks. The mirror effect is also used in other characters, like Wong and Ren, being a reflection of each other. This can be completely verified in the comic that's hidden within the Xbox version of Shenmue 2. Wong finds himself wanting to be like Ren. There is also a reflection between the kitten and Fangmei. Not only do they share the same eyes, but Fangmei is also an orphan and grew up in an orphanage as well. I have a theory that Shuing might be a reflection of Ryo's mother, but obviously we haven't really heard anything about Ryo's mother yet. An interesting one I'll share is the mirror effect between Izumi and Nozomi. Now hear me out. Now in Shenmue 1, you'll notice that Ryo has a hard time telling Nozomi his true feelings. He also has a hard time spending any time with her and whatnot. With Izumi, Ryo is likely doing things he would have loved to do with Nozomi, spending time with her and having in-depth conversations. However, Ryo realizes that Izumi is not Nozomi, and he doesn't necessarily feel the same way as he does with Nozomi. This is proven at the end of Shenmue 1 and saying goodbye to Wanzai. Ryo says yes to Nozomi when she asks to come to his house, where with Izumi he rejects her. But of course, Izumi is a side quest / Easter egg, but I thought it'd be interesting to share. Since Shenmue hasn't finished yet, I'm extremely curious to see where they go with this. I could sit here all day and analyze what I have, but without the full story, I can only go so far. Is there any other reflections I missed? Leave them in the comments below. And let's do a little vote on what you want the next Shenmue video to be about. Would you like to hear about Ryo's sexuality? Or would you like to hear about my theory on Joy and how she always gets her way? Let me know in the comments. This is Game Analyzer, signing off.